Artificial intelligence is reshaping the media industry faster than ever before. In this bonus episode, we dive into the intersection of AI, innovation, and radio. Welcome to AI in the media world. Today's guest is Kim Beyns, CEO of NGroup. He leads one of Belgium's most prominent radio groups, home to brands such as Nostalgie, Energy, and Cherie. With a strong focus on innovation, he plays a key role in shaping how AI is integrated into the future of audio. Hey, Kim, how are you?
Hey, man, I'm feeling great. You know, as a radio lover, it's always a pleasure to be behind a mic.
Yeah, I can understand. Like, do you do this more often,
No.
being behind the mic?
Not at all, but I have to admit, I don't miss it. I have been DJ since I was 16, and I don't miss that part of the job.
Oh, you've been DJ.
Oh, yes. I've done a lot of things in radio.
Okay. And was like being a DJ like the first step towards this career, or?
It was when I was 12. I dreamt of being a DJ. I sent a demo to a little local radio in Brussels, and I got a program, and that changed everything because, to be honest, I was passionate about horses before.
Okay.
So radio passion replaced from the day to the other the horse passion.
Okay, and then the horse passion faded away. It's not
Completely.
Okay, amazing. So, so that started a bit your journey, but now you're the CEO of NGroup. So, if you would have to explain your job to someone who's not from the industry, like how would you do that?
Wow, my job is very diverse, what makes it very exciting. Of course, I have to oversee the financial health of the companies because within the NGroup constellation, there are 3 companies. I manage relationships with our shareholders. I have Dutch, Belgium, Flemish shareholders and French shareholders. I take care of the strategy of the brands with my direction committee. I take care of the teams. That's very important. The well-being of the teams. But it's important to remind me if I'm here in this business is because of my love for radio. That's what fuels me. So I want to keep really connected with what we do on daily basis on air and on the radio.
Yes, I understand. And so, what part of your job is the thing you'd love to do the most then?
Oh, it's what we are going to talk about. It's innovation and creativity. I'm convinced that is a change maker, and that's the part of the job I prefer to do. So not the Excel sheets.
No, but yeah, you say it immediately, like innovation. Okay, but that's an exciting and complex topic. And radio is maybe sometimes more seen as a traditional medium. Is that true? And how important is innovation for you and for NGroup?
It's very important. I love change and innovation, and I have always been convinced that radio, with a well-balanced risk and innovation, will become future-proof. It's so important. And NGroup, as a challenger group without television arm, needs this innovation. It's our best weapon to grow and to succeed.
Mm-hmm. And when we're talking about innovation, what kind of innovations are you thinking about?
I like to change, or do you say that, to change the codes. So I came here in 2012 as a marketing manager.
Okay.
And I broke the codes of radio marketing, which are the same for decades. So I changed the radio campaigns for Nostalgie. I changed everything. I like to think out of the box, and that's innovation also. And now Spotify is there. So basically our main competitors aren't the other radios anymore. We are in an audio first world where people can listen to their hits when they take their phone. So we have to think different. If we repeat every day the same hits without innovate this thing, that won't be a good idea.
Yeah, no, it's like the landscape has completely shifted. It's not our traditional competitors anymore, or the same market. It changed.
Everything changed, yes.
And also, when we're talking about innovation, we cannot let the word AI out,
Of course.
right? So, when would you say that AI became a topic that started appearing in your thoughts when thinking about your work?
I think at the end of 2022 when ChatGPT was launched. Then we saw, there is something going on. We could experience something, and we experienced it first behind the scenes, and then we decided to experience it on air also.
Okay, so first behind the scenes, you mean that you saw AI appearing a little bit in workflows, people using the chat interface a bit?
Yes, yes. Okay. Production also in our production department. AI can help you split voices and music, and that makes creating imaging very, very easier, and gives also opportunity to be more creative.
Yeah. And when that change started to happen, did you see it more as an opportunity or a threat in the beginning?
Sure, as an opportunity. Closing our eyes to AI is not an option. I always thought to our teams, imagine a sheet with 2 columns, and in the first column you write where AI can replace our jobs, and in the second column where it cannot or not yet replace our jobs. And we have to invest in one of these columns to be future-proof. We don't have to be afraid of AI. It's technology. We have to adapt it, but not by weakening the human DNA of radio. That's the boundary. That's an important boundary.
Yeah, because that's always the thing that keeps especially content creators, media professionals a bit awake. Like the opportunities are there, but it's also a question of what will it do with our workflows and maybe our jobs. Yeah.
Yes, it can be a threat. Voiceovers are very afraid right now because AI, even in French voiceovers 2 years ago, it was not very convincing. Now you cannot recognize which is an AI voice and a real voiceover. So I understand these people. We have to respect also the jobs making radio every day.
Yeah. Because it was very interesting. Like a few weeks ago, I was at the event of Radio and AI in Brussels. And I think it was, we were talking before about it, it was from the Eurobarometer or from a study that showed once again that radio is one of the most or even the most trusted medium out there. So audiences trust radio. Don't you think that using AI in radio might have an impact on that trust?
I think we have to be respectful and tell people every experience with AI on air, we explained it was AI, and we used it also to amplify an emotion. That's important, not to automate something or to create robots, because like you said, the Eurobarometer is telling every year after year, that radio is the media of trust. At the opposite, there are social media. So we have to earn this trust. We have to keep that. We can't change that. So let's be honest and transparent with our listeners. This is a program made with the help of AI, and also explain why we did that. Not for budget cuts, not to replace people, but to amplify creativity and emotions.
I think, that's a very strong hybrid strategy. Using it where you can, together with your human colleagues. That I think sounds like a good approach. Did it take a while for you to build that approach in NGroup? Did it take a while to get from the first experiments to really having an AI integrated workflow?
Well, there are two things. We are a small company. We are 105 people, so things are going very fast. When we take a decision in direction committee, it can be deployed within hours. And we also work with a lot of passionate people who experienced AI at home, at their places, and came to show us what they did with AI. So that is amazing. We have like labs everywhere in the company with AI.
That's so it's really like from bottom up, as even people just get the tools and they can experiment, and sometimes something comes out of it and sometimes not.
It's trial and error. It's trial error.
So now you're getting me curious, of course, because I would like to know, what did those labs create? And so let's maybe talk about some use cases.
Yes.
And maybe before we go, that's for later, to the external use cases where you really show AI to the audience. First, on the internal side, like, was there a case where you used AI in your workflow? I think we heard something last time in our discussion about that you were using it for personas. Is that true?
Yes. Of course, we used AI in production. We are going to talk about, we experience synthetic voices, but what fascinates me the most the last months is in the personas, indeed. So basically, we created 100 personas, 100 synthetic listeners based on real information we gathered on the web with AI. And these 100 synthetic personas are available 24 hours, 7 days, 7. So we can ask them questions. They won't answer if they didn't tell us something about this question. But basically, last week we asked them, what do you expect from radio during the summer? What do you expect us to do during the summer? Do you need still the same morning show? Do you want us to organize concerts? And we received answers. And we also can ask these questions only to minus 35 years people within this 100 personas. So it's so rich. You get answers within seconds. But it's important to say this kind of research doesn't replace traditional research. So we still have our traditional focus group every year with 7 people, 7 real people, listeners, and listeners for competitors answering our questions. So this is an extra research, and this is so rich. This is really very, very interesting.
Okay, so it's actually an extension on the current workflow where you in the real world you will interview people, understand your audience better, know what they want, and now you have also these aggregated personas where you can get more info from. Yeah, really super interesting because it's not easy to ask to so many people what they would think of the summer hits in
and the budget, Marijn.
And the budget I can understand. It would just not be doable without AI, right?
It won't. But that it's important with AI. It's predictive, so we can now test. We haven't enough marketing budget to pre-test our television ads and so on. And AI, they make it possible to do that, to show this 100 people our new ID. And what do you think of this ID? What do you miss in this script? What do you like in this script? And that is amazing. Predictive, we also have predictive musical research. But these are the 50 tracks your listener like. And look, they even like these 10 tracks you don't play yet. So that is predictive. That is also very interesting information.
Yeah, that's indeed very interesting. And it would not be doable for you with this company, probably without AI technology, right? Because of the budgets and the logistics maybe? Or
once again, for music, it's a complement. We still have traditional research. And this is a very, very interesting complement.
Would you, in that way, say that maybe AI is democratizing companies? Because, as a smaller company, maybe a lot of things brought up and you could do things that were not possible before.
Yes, it is. It is because the budgets are very, very different. In fact, if the algorithm works, what's more difficult is to ask exclusivity because you don't pay as much. So the companies who's delivering the service is asking, can I sell this to other station in Belgium? So that's difficult to ask exclusivity on this technology.
Yeah, I can understand that. Do you also develop AI internally or?
No, we use we don't have an AI bot internally, but we are now developing, for instance, a technical help desk because this studio is working day and night, and our technical team they have family lives, so we are now working on an AI help desk where if they have a technical problem in studio, they can ask an AI bot which has all answers because we documented all technical problems for years. So we are now digitalized them.
Okay, well, but that's interesting. I think a lot of tools, maybe AI tools, will at some moment get into our companies to do these tasks that were not possible before, like have a 24/7 lead support backup. Would you say that having basic AI skills is a necessary skill for a media professional?
Yes, it is. Yes. You need to it was that our journalists, they didn't want to touch AI. They said, I want to write my text all alone. But I had to explain, it's a help. It can help you write a better text. Of course, AI is not going to write your news flash, but use it to help and to gain time and to put this time in other things. Yeah. So yes, everybody in this company already has an AI opleiding
education, training.
Yes. We invested in that.
I think that's in general a very important one, for media companies to at least educate people, and you can try things out and maybe say, okay, here it works or here it doesn't work, but at least you understand what's possible. Okay, so we've now been talking about the internal side of AI, where we can use it or where you use it to optimize workflow. So Do you also use AI or synthetic content towards the audience?
Yes, we did that last year. We created a synthetic voice. It was a grandmother. So what is interesting to know is we created the voice with two real grandmothers from our teams. So two grandmothers came in studio to read a text, and with their two voices, we created a grandmother synthetic voice, which was called Mamilia. And this voice presented with a duo, with a real human, between 7 and 8 every evening from Monday till Friday. It was very fun.
Okay, and what happened in the show? Like, tell us a bit more.
Well, she was like 1,000 years old, so she knew
1,000
everybody.
years old.
Yes, she knew everybody.
Okay.
She had known John Lennon. She knew Elvis. So she was the wisdom of the. So every time the DJ needed to know an info about something, Mamilia could answer and could explain what she lived with this star.
Okay, and did you get some feedback on it? Did you learn some things from your audience?
Yes, the audience, once again, we did everything to make this synthetic voice sound human. It was not...
How did you do that?
Well, we made the choice to create a voice and to layer a real human voice, actually a man's voice. He presented, and his voice was layered with the synthetic voice. So when he stumbled over a word, Mamilia also stumbled over the word. She wasn't perfect. We did that. We make her funny because AI is not very funny. We gave her a character, so she knew what she was worth. So the audience found it very funny. As a matter of fact, I had to reassure the press because the concern came from the press. Nostalgie is a very reassuring brand. And we are also targeting 40 plus. So the press was asking, why is Nostalgie doing with AI? And we did that because from a strategic point of view, when you are called Nostalgie, every day we have to remind we are not an old-fashioned brand. We are a modern brand connected to new technologies. And that's the reason why we were the first radio in Belgium to create a synthetic voice. 1 year long.
Okay, congratulations. Do you think there's a big future for projects like this, for synthetic content in radio, or?
That's an interesting question. There is, if we aren't putting talents on there. If it's just announcing a title and giving the weather, it can be replaced by synthetic voice. But I'm not sure that's the future of radio. I'm sure it's the opposite. We need to put talents on there, talents with creativity, with humor. That can't be replaced by AI because ChatGPT has never experienced a heartbreak. ChatGPT doesn't know true emotions.
As far as we know.
As far as we know. ChatGPT isn't very funny, so we need to put talents on air. If it is not to put not talents on air, it can be replaced, but that's not the future of radio.
No, I understand. So for you, this human part in radio is very important,
Yes.
the authenticity and of human-made content.
If you weaken the human DNA of radio by AI, you are really threatening the core character of radio, really. Okay. That's the danger.
Okay, that's the danger. So that's something indeed we're going to have to look out for. So before we go to your final advice on this, maybe let's look a bit towards the future.
Yes.
Because we've heard about how innovation was before, how you discovered AI. We've learned now a bit about how concretely you are using AI inside your company. But what's up with the future? How do you think AI will evolve and the future impact of AI on radio in general?
I think the predictive side of AI is very important because in radio we test things and then we are waiting for 3 or 4 months to get the figures and to see did we do the right choice. AI gives us the opportunity at a good accessible budget to predict things. Is this a good idea? Can we put this on air? It can help us also know our listeners better because we always acted as a mass medium. NGroup is reaching every day more than 800,000 people, but in fact, we reach 800,000 times one people. And we have to know our audience better. That's good. And And finally, I think AI will help us to create content faster also with the help. Still always with a human voice, always with a human writing, but it will help us creating content faster. That's the future. And it's not about budget cost. It's because I know a big telecom company announced last week they will fire because they will use AI to make things more efficient. That's not the purpose at NGroup. We are a small company. We need time of our talents. So when AI can let us win some time, we will put this human time elsewhere.
So as a summary, you see the AI now and in the future as this powerhouse tool that optimizes, enhances, speeds up, extends.
Enhancing, that's the word.
Enhancing workflow. But we're not going toward a fully synthetic, personalized radio for everyone.
No, it has to amplify emotion and human creativity. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't, it's not worth it.
And do you believe in fully personalized generated audio radios?
I believe in it because I heard it. Some radio stations in Europe are doing this before. For instance, they have journalists presenting news with synthetic voices. I'm convinced, and I also told this to the people of this company, that AI won't replace a critical journalist or a creative DJ.
Okay.
I don't believe in that. That will be very dangerous for media to do that. Let Spotify do this.
Let Spotify do this. Okay. So I think we're up for our final advice. Like Kim, you are giving us so much interesting thoughts. If you have this one last final advice to a media professional who wants to start working with AI, what would it be?
I'm convinced radio is an incredible playground, and we can be so creative in radio. And our mission in radio is to earn people's attention every day. So we have to do that by creativity and by emotion. If it is to automate and to repeat the same things every day, we won't achieve that. So surprise, shared emotions. That's where you have to deploy AI. Only when it amplifies emotions and when it helps gain some times on boring tasks. That's true.
We'll remind that for sure. Thank you so much, Kim, for joining our podcast, AI in the Media World. If our listeners are very intrigued, and they will be for sure, where can they follow you?
They can follow us, of course, on social media because we are transparent on the initiatives we take with AI and on our corporate website, that's ngroup.be.
Okay. So noted for everyone who wants to know more about the innovations happening in radio. Thank you so much, Kim, for joining. And thank you very much for listening to this bonus episode of AI in the Media World. If you're new here, make sure to check out the previous episodes from before. And please follow us on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify. You can find us under the name Future Media Hubs or AI in the Media World. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a 5-star rating on Spotify and let us know your thoughts by leaving a comment, as we are always welcome to your input and suggestions. So I sincerely hope you have a wonderful day, and thanks for listening.
Future Media Hubs, innovation through collaboration.